A doula is a support person who is there to mother the mother, to look after the mother and the family, both prenatally, during labor, and immediately postpartum in the case of labor doulas.
Well, a doula provides support for the mother. She doesn't provide any kind of medical support. She doesn't do checks during labor and delivery, doesn't do any medical procedures, provides emotional and physical support during labor, like position changing, visualizations, anything to help cope with labor and the pains that come with that. Midwives attend also to the baby's well-being, whereas the doula just provides support to mom and anybody else involved in the birth.
A doula is more of a psychological support, emotional support, physical comforts, but a doula does not perform any medical procedures. A doula doesn't check blood pressure. A doula does none of those things. She is really there for the comfort and support of the mother and the family.
Typically, I don't do the communicating for the mother. I support her in her decisions, and she does the communicating. In the worst case scenario, if things aren't going the way she wants, no matter what she says, then I might try and help by stepping in a little bit and speaking up for her and advocating for her.
It's been really exciting when I come in and they get excited that I'm there, and they're thankful that I'm there, and they view me being there as less work for them to do. And so I've had doctors and midwives who say, thank you so much, because it made my job a lot easier. Those are the best experiences, when the doctor, the midwife, the nurse, the doula, the mom, the partner, that those people are all viewed as part of the team for a woman giving birth. But there are some times when the staff doesn't view it like that, and there are some times when hospitals have an environment where they're not really interested in natural childbirth. They're not really interested in a woman saying what she wants and doing what she wants and finding what's comfortable for her. Sometimes they just want her to lay on her back and do what she's told.
I found that the hospital staff of the births that I've attended have been really supportive. I think maybe when doulas were sort of first coming into hospitals, that there was a little bit of a disconnect, and doctors were not quite sure the roles that doulas were going to take. And I think that there are occasionally some doulas who overstep their bounds, and that can create some friction with the hospital and medical staff. But for the most part, I think that it's all really supportive.
Having the opportunity to be a doula is something that I'm so grateful for. Just being in a place now that I can be supportive to other women the way women around me have been supportive, it feels like a giving back to the community. And I just think that there can't be enough doulas, and there can't be enough women supporting each other.
Having women have the knowledge, and that's what part of being a doula is that a lot of times when you're, at least for me in my experience, working in Detroit, working with low-income women, unfortunately doctors are not given all the information. That a lot of times that prejudice is a part of the health industry, and so a lot of times doctors will think, oh, well, this person is this race or this culture, or they're low income, and so I'm not even going to give them this advice because they're not going to follow it. And so I think sometimes that's also what's happening when women are coming in pregnant, that the doctor's not giving them all of the information, isn't saying, hey, are you interested in this? Let me get you more information, or check this out and tell me what you think about it. So that's part of what I have to do in a sense is to, as a doula, is to offer this information. And it doesn't mean that every woman that I meet with says, yes, I want to have natural childbirth and no pain meds. Not every woman is going to want to do that, but to give women the options that, yeah, you could do that.
So when you have a doula there, you have somebody who doesn't leave. They're basically just there to tend you the entire time. And it's kind of, you know, you might look at it as a luxury that's really great. It's also, you know, it allows your other birth partners to go to the bathroom or take a shower or eat when they need to. A lot of women say that they feel like they can say how they really feel to the doula because they're not personally related or anything, whereas they don't want to offend, you know, their partner or their mom or their sister or whoever else is there.
Everyone deserves that support, that to be held in a loving environment, in a loving way, through a really important time in her life. A doula is not there to displace a partner or any other family that might be attending the birth. The role of a doula is really to support the family's wishes. And it's also nice to have another person around who has been through birth, either as a doula or as a mother herself, who can reassure the family this is normal, this is what birth is like, everything is fine.
Even if you have taken a class or you've read a book, most of that just goes out the window when you get in the midst of labor and you're concentrating on your contractions. But to have somebody who's by your side, who knows what's going on, who understands the pain that you're going through, and who understands recommendations that can help you go through that pain. Especially if you are considering having a natural childbirth. I've heard lots of women say, I want to have a natural childbirth, and I'll ask, do you have a midwife? Do you have a doula? And sometimes they'll say no. And I think that it's really hard to have a natural childbirth without those two things. Whether you want to do a natural or you don't want to do a natural, whatever your choices are, to have somebody who can guide you through that process and be the support that you really need throughout it.
Historically, women have helped each other and through families and sisters and mothers, and I just think that there's a special bond between women when we work together, and that childbirth and motherhood is universal, and it's just a real honor and a blessing to be able to work with moms and babies.